What's going on, everybody? Thank you for joining me today. If you haven't already, please make sure you hit the like button because that is the most important thing you can do for me on this channel. What that does is that it ensures that those who are subscribed to the channel will indeed get the notifications, and it also helps to push this video through the YouTube algorithm. Secondly, if you're new to the channel, or maybe you've been ghost watching for quite some time now, do me a favor and do yourself a favor by hitting that subscribe button, as well as the bell notification next to the subscribe button so you'll be notified whenever I release a new video. And lastly, please make sure you share this video out on your social media platform to spread this news and information with your family and friends. And that also helps to give me a boost in the YouTube algorithm. And with the notifications out of the way, let's get into today's show and into today's news. And what I want to discuss today is something that took place in Seattle. I believe it was yesterday, as migrants stormed a city council meeting. Yes, illegal immigrants stormed a city council meeting in Seattle demanding free housing. They've been held up at hotels and motels for quite some time now, and money is getting low, and there's a possibility that they're going to be moved out. Most likely they really won't be. They'll find a way to put more money into it. But the reality is that they just don't want to be in these motels anymore. They want housing. Give us free housing. The entitlement in all of this is completely insane. Let's jump into this news clip. I believe it's from KOMO News, if I remember correctly. And for a little bit more detail, let's jump into this.
Seattle City Council disrupted as asylum seekers and their supporters once again pleaded for support. Council President Sara Nelson saying there are limited resources here.
I don't really want to participate in a conversation that should be had with county leaders, state leaders, federal leaders.
Council ultimately took a break from the meeting in the middle of chants from protesters yelling on behalf of the refugees. At one
Okay, stop right there. Let me rewind this just a little bit. You see, this right here drives me crazy. Let me zoom in just a little bit more. This right here drives me up the wall. If you're that proud of being Venezuelan, well, then I think you all know what follows behind that. Listen, you can't come into someone else's country illegally, then storm a city council meeting, right? The local body politics of said city in the United States of America, and then wave your own national flag in that city council meeting while demanding a United States local governing body provide you with free housing, free food, free healthcare, free everything. How are you making demands while waving a Venezuelan flag? And look at how big the flag is. I mean, that's like the official size of the national flag. It's covering up about 3 to 4 seats. She probably can't even hold that up by herself. She needs the people next to her to help her hold the flag up. That is insane. And hear me out when I say this. There's absolutely nothing wrong with having pride, from where you come from, right? If you're Venezuelan, if you're Jamaican, wherever you're from. I don't think for the most part anyone even has an issue with that as far as American citizens are concerned. There's all type of Irish pubs with Irish flags waving before you walk in. People love that, right? There's all type of Jamaican restaurants and stuff like that. Jamaican flag waving everywhere, Jamaican flags in the window. People love that. Yeah, I'm going to the Jamaican restaurant. I want to feel some of that Jamaican culture when I walk in. Even before I get there, I see that flag waving. Okay, let's go. Let's get it. I want to get some food, right? People typically overall don't have an issue with that. It's actually pretty cool to most people, embracing and being immersed in the culture of others, right? A lot of people like that. Most people do. But when you do something as egregious as cross the border illegally to participate in this asylum fraud, mass asylum fraud that's happening in the United States. And not only do you come here legally, but you begin to make demands saying that you all better house me and you better feed me and you better cover my health care in the United States, and have the audacity to do that in a local governing body office while waving the Venezuelan national flag. You are out of your mind. You are out of your mind and aren't deserving of anything that you're asking for right now or anything that you're demanding right now. You are crazy.
Refugees.
Let me rewind this back just a little bit.
Yelling on behalf of the refugees. At one point, Councilmember Kathy Moore requested that SPD take action.
I request that we have police response. Our physical safety is being threatened by the actions of the demonstrators outside banging on the windows.
Eventually, arrests were made. It's the second time in
So these folks are out here beating on doors and beating on windows. They're really extra'd out for that. So there's a city council meeting that's being held in order to address this whole situation. There are already people inside who are out of pocket, because why are you in here with your Venezuelan flag demanding something for free from me in the United States? And then you have folks outside beating on the doors, beating on the windows. No one can concentrate like that. As I'm recording this video right now, if someone starts banging on the door, banging on the window, I'm completely distracted and I can't concentrate on what I'm doing. So I can't even imagine having to do something and participate in something as serious as a city council meeting. And you have someone violently banging and banging and banging, multiple people banging on windows and banging on doors from the outside. I wouldn't be able to entertain that. I wouldn't be able to hold a discussion, a serious discussion of any matter if that's the case.
2 months that the group from Latin America has called upon Seattle leaders to fund their temporary housing. Refugees have been living in different area hotels, most recently this one in Kent. That stay was funded by Seattle taxpayers. Genesis from Venezuela said she knows this protest wasn't the most correct thing to do, but they've got kids. They feel pressured to act for them. And there's hesitation from them to go back here. Riverton.
You can't pull the I have kids card like that. You can't do that because you're the one who put your child in this situation. You're the one who put your child in this bogus situation. So you can't then turn around and say, oh, you owe me free housing. I don't want to stay in this motel anymore. I want a better housing situation and I have kids, so you have to help me. You don't get to pull the I have kids card. That's just ridiculous to me.
And there's hesitation from them to go back here. Riverton Park United Methodist Church in Tukwila. The migrants have said there are inhumane, dirty conditions here, but Pastor Jan Bolerjack said a new heated large tent will house 100 people at the church.
I hope it's a temporary solution because the state and other municipalities should be stepping up and helping these folks.
No, ICE needs to be stepping up and doing its job. That's what needs to be happening.
Okay, so the question, why did the asylum seekers come here to protest, specifically Seattle? Some of them told me tonight they're getting help from other organizations. They didn't specify specifically who that is, but they said those groups told the refugees that Seattle is where they're going to find help, and that is where people will listen. In Seattle tonight, Paul Rivera, Como News. Paul.
So those groups said, go to Seattle because that's where you'll find the help. And when they go to the Seattle City Council meeting, instead of acting with some sort of civility, right, you protest and bang on doors, bang on windows. You could have possibly broken the glass outside. That's what led to 6 people being arrested, were the people outside acting a fool. Even the illegal immigrant female who was speaking, who tried to use her children as a shield, even she stated out of her own mouth, as you heard herself, she knew that the protest was wrong and that the way that they were going about it was wrong. But once again, it being wrong didn't matter because she has children. And the United States government and the local body politics of Seattle, you all need to take care of me. You all need to give me free housing and free everything as I wave my national flag in the air in your local body political building. That is insane. The entitlement of all of this is beyond crazy, and it's only going to get worse. It's not going to get any better anytime soon. But that does it for today's news concerning what's going on in Seattle. I'm going to make sure to keep my eye on this moving forward, because I didn't even know people were going to Seattle. I didn't know that they were headed over there. The illegal immigrants were headed over there. I didn't know that they were a sanctuary city. So I'm going to look into that even more just to see what else is going on in Seattle moving forward. But this situation isn't going to get any better anytime soon. But I will keep you informed of what's going on. So until then, have a great afternoon and a safe one. Make sure you hit the like button on your way out. Subscribe to the channel if you're new to the channel, and also share this video out on your social media platforms. And lastly, make sure you follow me on Telegram at TD Media Group. The link is pinned in the comment section below and is in the description box below as well. And until the next video, peace and have a great afternoon.